Hello, this is the pure magnet. As you can see, this is the magnet piece here, and this is a coin, and this is Dhrupajyoti Shah. Well, why I'm talking about this magnet once again, because what I'm trying to say is that when you attract purity in your life, all impurities drop off. And today I've got a very interesting subject for all of you, and that is when should you marry? आपको कब विवाह करना चाहिए? हम सब कभी ना कभी विवाह के बारे में सोचते हैं. आज देखिए, दुनिया में दो प्रकार के लोग हैं. There are two kinds of people in this planet. One category of people are those who live a married life of a very poor quality, and on the other hand, there are people who live a married life of a very good quality. So the question is, what kind of married life do you want to have? आप एक खराब स्तर का वैवाहिक जीवन बिताना चाहते हैं, या आप एक उच्च कोटि के या अच्छे स्तर का वैवाहिक जीवन बिताना चाहते हैं? तो आज ये जो पॉइंट्स मैं शेयर करने वाला हूँ, ये बहुत ही मददगार होगा आपके लिए. मैंने इसके बारे में बहुत पढ़ाई किया है, बहुत जाना है, बहुत कुछ देखा है. तो ये सब प्रिपरेशन करके ये पॉइंट्स में पेश कर रहा हूँ. देखिए, एक वो लोग हैं, पीपल हु आर ऑफ वेरी poor quality or who want to live a married life of a poor quality, they enter marriage with positive attitude and expectations. I repeat, people who live a married life of a very poor quality, they enter marriage with positivity and expectations, and that results in disaster, broken marriages, separation, divorce. On the other hand, people who enter marriage with very good preparation, excellent preparation and anticipation, they live a married life of a very good quality. So I will delve into it, but let me first tell you what are the reasons why many people get married. Many people get married because they see others getting married. बहुत से लोग विवाह इसलिए करते हैं, दूसरों को शादी होते हुए, पति पत्नी होते हुए देखते हैं, बच्चे का बाप होते हुए देखते हैं, बच्चों का माँ होते हुए देखते हैं. So they get influence because they see others getting married. Then there are those who get a marriage proposal from somebody, directly or indirectly. आपको एक शादी का प्रस्ताव मिलता है. So you begin to think, oh, I won't get a better opportunity than this, so let me get married. Okay, this is one reason. Then there is this family pressure from the family. You must get married, you're getting old. When you grow old, who will look after you? So because of the family pressure, many young people get married. Then there is peer pressure from the friends. You see your friends getting married, they tell you to get married, so you go ahead and get married. Okay? And then there is also community pressure at your workplace, pressure at your business. They tell, are you not married? Then try to make you feel as if something is wrong with you. So now you wonder, what should you do? You begin to have self-doubt, or maybe something is wrong, I'm not okay. So I'm now going to tell you very essential points. So let me talk about marriage of high quality. Let's take positively. Suppose you want to really get married. So what do you need to consider? There are several points I will tell one by one. Point number one is physical health. Are you in a good physical condition to get married? That is one thing. Second is the financial condition. Yes. Are you capable enough as a man? I am talking this point from the perspective of a man because I am a man. So suppose you are a man and you want to get married. What is your financial condition? Are you able to take care of yourself? Do you have enough savings? Would you able to take care of your wife? In case you have a child or children, are you financially capable? Are you stable enough? That is one thing. Second point. Now the third point is, how are you emotionally? भावात्मक तौर पे आप कैसे इंसान हो? Are you sensitive? Are you compassionate? Are you sensitive to the feelings of other people? So when you are sensitive to the feelings of others, that will make you sensitive to the feelings of your wife and children. So that is very important. Fourth is, what about your mental state, your mental health? Are you mentally tough, mentally strong? Are you able to handle pressure? Do you have that quality? Okay, that is fourth point. Fifth point is very vital. Now I want you to listen this point very carefully, which is very underrated but very important issue. That is, what is your educational stance? Please focus on what I've said, not your educational qualification. What is your educational stance? What I mean here is, do you like education? Because I know a lot of couples, they have a degree, qualification, but once they become a parent of a child, they are unable to teach their young children even at a primary level. Shame, very shameful. If you have a degree or a post-graduation degree, and if you are unable to teach your child, what's the point? Your children will look up to you. So as a parent, are you qualified enough to teach your children, young children, at a primary level? Do you like education? You say, I have become father of a child, I have become mother of a child, but can you teach your child? Do you have that quality, that ability? Do you have love for education? That is important. Sixth point is, what is your moral stance? See, for a high quality marriage, it rises above romance and carnal desires. Isn't it? A good marriage, a lifelong marriage cannot depend upon sex and romance. It rises above that. So what is a moral stance? Are you a one-woman guy or are you a womanizer? See, when you become a good husband, you cannot be a James Bond, isn't it? Or in reality, to be a good husband is very different from a hero, romantic hero that you see in a movie like Titanic. Reality is something very different. You need to work for it. Now, seventh point is very essential. Are you a disciplined character? Do you have self-discipline in your life? Because marriage will require discipline. Getting up early in the morning, doing household chores. As a man, are you self-disciplined? Do you polish your own shoes? Do you wash your own clothes? Do you have a timetable? So those things will count even after marriage. So as a bachelor, as a single person, if you have good self-discipline, that will help you to be a good husband. Eighth is, are you willing to make sacrifices? See, the advantage of being single is you have lots of freedom. But once you get married, you have to sacrifice your time, your priorities. So are you happy to make sacrifices for your wife, for your children? Life can't be the same. So if you want to live a married life of a high quality, you need to consider the kind of sacrifices that you need to make. So basically what I'm trying to say is that marriage is not a circus. It is not a 2-3 hour movie that we go in a cinema hall. It is not an entertainment or a happy show. Marriage is an enterprise. It is a responsibility. It is basically work. Marriage is not relaxation. If you think married life will give you comfort, married life brings discomfort. So many people enter marriage with a wrong view. They think, once I get married, my life will become comfortable. I will be more relaxed. It is the other way around. When you get married, you have more work to do. See, when you get married, you have two sets of parents. If you have a father and mother, when you marry a woman, you also have to take care of the parents of her parents. So you have two fathers, two mothers. See, so the responsibility is big enough. So are you capable enough? Do you have these qualifications, these abilities, these qualities to take care of them? So basically, see, marriage is very different from loving a woman. Maybe I like a girl, I love a woman. But when it comes to marriage, it is much more than love. It requires skills. If you do not have good skills, your married life will not work. So you need to see what your priorities are. So if you're well prepared in every facet of your life, and let me tell you about the anticipation part. Preparation is important. Anticipation means you can see your life partner changing and you adapt. See, imagine when you were 15 years old, you were a different person. Maybe now you're 25. Now you're different. Your priorities have changed. 10 years later, when you become 35, your priorities change. You become a different person. At 45, you become entirely different person. Now I am 46 years old. I am a very different person when I was 26 years old. My priorities have changed. So similarly, can you anticipate the evolution of your life partner? Your wife will change, your children will change. So can you anticipate those changes? See, expectation is all good, all good, all good. Anticipation is able to see the negative and the positive and able to act. So for a good marriage to work, you need good preparation and good anticipation. And once you do that, you can be a good husband, you can be a good father, and your married life can be much, much better. And yes, it takes both a husband and a wife to make marriage work. But as a husband, as a man, you need to do your part. Instead of positive attitude, instead of expecting so much from your life partner, you need to focus on what you are, who you are. So if you like these points, please share it with your family and friends and just think about it. Well, as for me, if you ask me, I am still 46, I am still single. Well, I am still working on myself. I am focusing on myself. I am trying to make improvements in my life. So rather than focusing on marriage, I am working on myself. So if you want to get married, fine. But you make your decision, don't come under pressure. If you want to get married, let it be your decision and you decide when is it your time to get married. So thank you for watching this video.